Township of Cohasset, regular monthly meeting, Tuesday, November 12th, 2013.
Who's going to call that?
Ready?
Okay.
All right. Adequate notice of this meeting has been given to the Express Times and Star Gazette, satisfying the Open Public Meeting Act. If we could please stand for a silent prayer and flag salute.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Wanda, do we have to take these minutes separately? Okay. Do I have a motion to approve the meeting minutes for October 1st and the 15th?
So moved.
Second. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Angelic?
Yes.
Yes. Do I have a motion to pay the bills presented in proper form, signed by the director of each department and approved by the majority of the members and listed on the bill list?
I have a question on the bill.
Yes. Which one?
Peachtree.
Oh, yeah, but I know what they are.
You know what?
I would not have hesitated to sign off
Okay.
on them.
All right.
Were they just mixed up, given to Sal instead of?
I guess, yeah.
Okay.
It worked out well, because since Heidi made me late.
All right. So we have a motion. Is there a second? Second.
Okay, Becker?
Yes.
Slack?
Yes.
Andrew?
Yes.
Angelic?
Yes.
Yes. Public comment pertaining to agenda items. Does anyone have a public comment pertaining to agenda items? If you could just come up, sign in.
Enrique Hernandez, 301 River Road. I noticed that the council will have a special meeting on Monday, November 25th, and I believe that that date is also a land use meeting. I guess then the town council would plan to end before the land use started?
Yeah, this meeting should approximately last no more than a half hour.
Oh,
It's to comply with the the purchase of the fire truck, I believe. So it'll be over.
it'll be over.
Yeah, maybe even 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay, that's it.
All right, thank you. Any other public comment pertaining to agenda items? Seeing none, we could move on to attorney's report.
Mayor, the issues for me tonight, I believe, are both executive session matters. Beyond those matters, which I guess we'll get to later, not a lot happened between last month and this month.
All right, great, thank you. Engineers report.
Oh, there's a spider. Okay.
It's like, I've never,
Yeah.
I never was ever that excited for a report before.
Yeah. Finally, they got to me. All right. They started the work on the Maple Avenue Bridge and are progressing nicely. And they're able to maintain one lane of traffic at all times.
I got it.
Okay. And the River Road Bridge and Retaining Wall project is scheduled to start on November 20th. It's expected to take roughly 2 months to complete. It's going to be a little bit behind the schedule we had hoped for because it's taking longer for the supplier of the arch to get it to us. We did put on the signs that the project is going to take probably about 3 months just in case anything happens, just so that the public's happy rather than sad if it goes a little bit, gets done a little bit earlier. And just a little update on Walmart. They finally fixed all the signs. The Taylor Knowles area, due to all the rain that we had this past year, a lot of it did fill in, but there is still some area with some erosion. I contacted our contact woman at Walmart again, sent her more pictures, suggested that they do some aeration and fertilize lime and seed, and I have not heard back from her, so I would anticipate that would probably be worked on maybe in the spring now. And
Can I ask you just a question on Walmart, because I see on the agenda, maybe I'm confused here, but there's an authorizing a release of a one-year maintenance bond for Bliss.
That's Bliss in Parkside. That's not the,
Oh, that's not the Bliss that we haven't accepted. yet.
right,
Okay.
right, yeah.
Okay, that was my question, because we haven't even accepted that road.
No.
On the mall. Okay.
No, and we should, yeah, and we shouldn't release the performance bond either for that Taylor Knoll. I don't think we've ever gotten into the maintenance bond phase of that either, because they haven't satisfied us with respect to the
I don't-
grass issue.
Okay.
And then the only other thing I have is, I got contacted by the Warren County Engineers Office. The county is doing a project to try to alleviate some flooding on Mountain Road, Route 627 and Mount Joy Road area. And they're going to have a meeting on site at 2 o'clock on Thursday, and asked if I wanted to attend.
Where at?
At the site,
Oh, at the site.
yeah, so I didn't know if any of the members of the council wanted to go or not. They're basically going to meet with the, I think it's Verizon, there's a utility pole that needs to be relocated, but I thought it would give us an opportunity to see what was going on, so I thought I'd go out.
What time is that at, Glenn?
2 o'clock on Thursday.
I think they met with the
Where am I supposed to
historic
go?
commission on that
Talk to
same
him.
project a
I
while
think
ago.
they did, yes. So that's all I have.
What's the location of that, Glenn? I'm sorry.
It's the intersection of Mountain Road and 627.
Okay.
That's where that 5-foot pipe is gone through, right?
Yeah, it's 4 foot, yeah.
What? It starts where? Went all the way up mountain?
No, it starts where the big head wall drain is now, and then they're going to add a second pipe in there. So there's going to be kind of 2 discharges from that system now.
Good.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Okay, Mary will go to that.
Yes, okay.
Okay, that's all you had?
That's it.
Great. Frank?
Okay, a few things going on. We have a resolution later, or 2013. We're essentially under budget on some items, over budget on other items. Our spending in aggregate for the year is pretty much right on budget, but we have to move some money between accounts because we're over in some and under in others. And it's only about $39,000 in total. 2014 budget, I want to get going pretty soon on that. Hopefully December, we can send a memo out with requesting input for the budget process for 2014. I think you might have read in the paper, or if you were here at our Saturday meeting, there was a S&P credit rating upgrade, which was very beneficial to us. If we ever need to go out to borrow again, it'll be at should be at a lower cost due to the upgraded credit rating. Following up on Wanda's suggestion, on October 15th, we met with our health insurance agents, and our health insurance agents are recommending that we change our policy date to begin December 1st rather than January 1st, 2014. If we do that, we're able to obviate a lot of the Obamacare increases in cost, which will happen next year, and we'll be able to postpone that for those increases in cost for a year. Hopefully something's done to improve the situation by then. As it is, there's going to be about a 14% increase in costs for the health care, which is in line with, unfortunately, it's in line with increases in prior years. Costs keep going up. But we would be much worse if we waited to renew till January 1st. So renewing December 1st is going to save us. Our tax assessor is going to be out for 3 to 4 weeks, starting today for some health reasons. On the Historic Commission, the Historic Commission is hiring a person to pursue application for the Regelsville Historic District. That they expect that to cost about $750 to $1,000, which the town will probably pick up. The Historic and Heritage Society, as opposed to the Historic Commission, paid for the removal of trees at the lime kiln, so that won't be on our town budget this year. Which will be a savings. And that's it for what I have.
Great, thank you, Frank. Dave?
Okay, the DPW report for this month, they continued roadside mowing along the road edges. They continued grading the road edges on the country roads. They helped Greenwich Township pave some roadways in the township via manpower and equipment. They ground the brush and debris behind the garage here. They filled in the pull-off areas along some of the roadway edges with stone after they paved sections of Creek Road. They graded road edges on sections of Oberly Road for patch paving. They patch paved shoulders of the roadway on sections of Oberly Road. 350 tons of blacktop was used. They cleaned the leaves from the sections of road edges for drainage. They picked up bagged leaves, and they also took some court records to Oxford to be destroyed. That's it for the DPW report. Environmental Commission will meet next Monday. Land use is the following Monday. Do we have an agenda for that meeting, Wanda, or is that one's postponed also?
That one's happening.
Okay, so that was still happening. The last couple land use meetings have been postponed due to lack of an agenda.
I had a question on Oberly Road. Saturday, Bob Fry was asking about that. It looks like there's a strip on each side. It was sort of like the shoulders were bolstered. Is it ever intended to do the whole in the middle too, or?
Donnie, can you answer that?
Yeah, this is simply the patch, the edges of the road which were breaking off, just to hold it over for next year. And hopefully redo that section.
Paving or hard chip paving?
And then,
Right.
yeah, right now, it doesn't, it's not finished.
Okay, thank you.
It's just one big patch over the top.
Right.
Don't have a question. The speed bump that was put in, when you plow for snow, does your plow just go up over it?
I don't know. Wow,
I don't know how you plow over speed bumps. That's why I was asking.
I know the one out there is asphalt. I know that will go over. The one, the two in the annex, I believe we're going to, there's markers there. We're going to probably have to look roughly. I don't want to keep taking them in and out because, the holes that the bolts go in.
Okay.
Around.
All right. I was curious about Oberly Road though. 'Cause
I am too.
the comment was made that the speed bump was too low, that it didn't slow anybody down. And I don't know speed bumps, so.
Well, the one in the annex, the people drive around the hump and go on people's front lawn, so they only can do so much. Yeah.
That's all I have, Mayor.
Thank you, Dave. Mary?
Okay, and then continuing on with that though, also Mr. Fry made the comment about the possibility of lowering the speed on Oberly Road. Right now, it must be what, is it 35?
I don't know what.
Road.
I don't know that it's posted, it's probably 50 by now.
Yeah, 50
50 by
if it's a
statute?
not posted
All
country
right,
road.
Well then, I don't know, if we did want to do anything with the speed on that road, what, would we have to go through the state for approval for it? Because it's our road.
Probably not the state, but there are warrants for speed limits. I'd have to research it, talk to the police, see if there's accident history. That's a big thing that triggers
Yeah,
it.
and I asked about traffic, and they claim that the traffic has really picked up. It's a lot of Pennsylvania drivers.
On Oberly Road?
Mm-hmm.
Well, maybe in the interim, what we can do is talk to the police chief about having a car
Check it out.
sit up there somewhere and run right, I don't know whether, you could kind of pull in that driveway, one of the driveways, but
And the other thing is, of course, the chief isn't here tonight.
he will be here.
The question I had though was about Municipal Drive, as you're on 519 going south, or if you're going north and you're turning into Municipal Drive, that intersection, is there any kind of law in terms of how close to the intersection you can park? Because there are vehicles that are sometimes parked there that actually it does make for a not quite safe.
Sight distance.
Mhm. It's not sight distance, it's turning in that you wouldn't hit them.
What are you talking about? On the right-hand side as you're going down Municipal Drive?
Either right or left. I mean,
Because I know to the left, they made that pull-off.
oh, I know there's a pull-off parking, but no, this is on the road. And that's why I was asking.
There are laws on how close you can park to,
There are.
intersection or a road.
Okay, and would you know what they would be?
I believe offhand, 25.
It's 25 feet.
But you're talking residential.
I'm talking about residential people
An
parking.
intersection. Well, I'm saying the way the statute reads, in the word residential at an intersection, they say Shimer Manor,
Mhm.
where two roads intersect.
Mhm.
That being a county road.
Oh, both are county roads, that's right.
Yeah, I'd have to look into that. What the county law is.
Okay, I would be interested in if there is any kind of law and so forth. I think maybe we need to put signage up saying
Yeah.
that they should not park. It would just make it safer. Yeah. We're waiting for an accident to happen. Yeah, but it's not marked either, and people say, oh, no, it's not
And I
marked. You
think
know.
PJ addressed that one before, he signed it, has to go up.
Right, I know both are county roads. All right, and then,
Mary, I just wanted to go back to the over the road. You said that the traffic had picked up.
yes, that's
Um,
what was said by, actually, not just Mr. Fry, it was somebody else.
Every year, my buddy at the Warren County Planning Department asks me if there's any roads that we want to do traffic counts on.
Mhm.
They get interns that come in and do them for free. So I've had some done in Parkside and just did River Road for the bridge work and stuff. So I'm making a note here to have Overly Road done, but if anything else comes up and anybody thinks of any others that we
That's
think
good.
differences on, just let me know. I mean, this isn't going to get done until probably June.
Well, but my point is at least we get some factual information and not just, somebody eyeballing it.
Yeah.
Although I do have to say that I know just from living in the area for a long time, roads that I never had to worry about to pull out, I do now.
Yeah.
The line of traffic comes. So,
Everybody
things
keep it in mind if you just, let me know before May. I'll put in the
all right,
request.
well, that's great.
Yeah.
Now, since this is our only main meeting in November, I do have the police report. They did respond to 411 calls for service and did 202 traffic summonses, and they did make 23 arrests. The criminal investigation unit opened 25 new cases. Now, they also met with the teachers at Stepping Stone School, and they discussed pre-action plans in case of an active shooter event at that school. And the teachers were informed of what to expect once the plan is placed into action, and that the school lockdown policies were reviewed also. Live drills will take place at the school in the near future. Now, they did conduct, and this is, I think, is pretty cool, and I'm sure they must have had the okay of the parents, because it says that it was an unannounced lockdown drill at the Cohasset School. And so that they were able to identify some minor issues, and which they'll work with the school to correct those. And then they said overall the teachers and students responded well. So that means the students must have been involved in the lockdown also. Oh, but it wasn't like an active shooter, it was just a lockdown.
No, generally I'll meet with the teachers, and this is through Warren County Pastoral Response Team. We meet with every school in Warren County to go over a plan. I working with COAP, I go up there a little bit extra, go over the plan. The school's been really receptive to different way things change. Unfortunately, we learned from our mistakes and what happens elsewhere. And the school's actually been very well with their numbering system, adding more things that suggestions from us. I'd say they're doing very well job.
Great. But you know, we tend to think that we're really, really safe out here, but then when you hear what happens at other schools around the country, we thought they were safe. You know, better safe than sorry is the expression. All the officers have completed their biannual MATS training, and that stands for Mandatory Agency Training, and it's required by the State Attorney General. So the training encompasses use of force review, vehicle pursuit driving review, domestic violence procedures review, and then any other relevant issues that would be facing law enforcement. So your topics will change from training to training. And then upon request from the Warren County Prosecutor's Office, Sergeant Scott Robb conducted a crime scene presentation to students at the North Warren Regional High School, and it was made to the Senior Forensic Club, and he must have done a really good job because the club requested that he come back and do another presentation soon. And that is the report.
Thank you.
Mary, I have a question for you. I sat in on the court last Thursday, and I can't help but notice, I mean, a lot of the cases are shoplifting at Walmart. I was wondering if we can get, you know, some kind of tally. I notice, you know, it feels like a lot happens there. You read the paper, and almost every day you read about it. You see the police Facebook page, and almost every day you see something about it, sometimes twice a day. There's a shoplifting incident there. I was wondering if we can get some sort of data, what proportion of crimes are committed there.
I'm sure we have the information somewhere, whether it be through the court or whether it be through the police. I know I get a general report, which I didn't get this month.
With the system that we have, our computer system, keeps top down.
Okay, excellent. I'll do that then. Thank you.
Everything we put in is under
Okay,
Okay,
so
thank
do you
you.
want to do that on your own side?
Yes,
Okay.
thank you.
I think that's a good idea. I'd be curious to know what that percentage of the total breakdown of court traffic is. I think that'd be very interesting to see. Do you have anything else, Mary?
No, that's
Okay.
it. After my police
Okay.
report, that was it.
All right, Sal?
I hope all of you read the paper today about Phillipsburg going to float a $10.8 million bond. Now, when the football stadium is done, they're going to use that money to pay off the bond. Phillipsburg was the only one that voted during this election when to modernize Phillipsburg High School Stadium. The outlying districts did not vote on it. And what I'm driving at, we'll be paying, the outlying districts will be paying to modernize Phillipsburg High School's modernization of all of their 3 or 4 schools. They'll be using the money that was gone towards the stadium to modernize their other schools.
Well, just to...
And it's not right.
I went to the meeting last night, and one of the things that they're doing now is they're using money from their capital account, wherever it's from, to renovate the bathrooms. And right now, our students are using it, but the goal is so that it'll become a middle school. So indirectly, the outlying district's tax dollars are going to modernize the high school for when it becomes the middle school. Now, whether or not that bond, whatever happens with that, that's going to be a Phillipsburg issue, though.
Right.
So that's going to be Phillipsburg. We have no real opinion whether or not that ends up happening or not. I think our concern would be the new high school itself, and then what they're doing right now with the money that's in their budgets.
Yeah, but
Elementary schools.
we'll be paying for it. That's what I'm driving at.
No, if it's for those schools, that is a separate issue. It's not, that does not involve us. We will
But
not
then
be-
it involves our money.
But it's that school district. It's a K through 12 school district.
That's right.
And we have only things going on with the high school.
That's right.
All right? The schools that they're doing that bond for are elementary schools. That should not be coming from our taxes that we send.
Well, read the paper.
I thought I had.
Well, what we have to do is just make sure that through our representatives, that the monies that are being used now on the Phillipsburg High School are being used for the current population of students. Any type of long-term project that is using Pohatcong tax dollars would not be, in my opinion, appropriate, nor would it be acceptable. But whether or not they're doing that is a question that, you could pose. I don't believe I don't know what the bathrooms, apparently the issue is now and they need to fix the bathrooms. But if they're doing something that isn't going to take place for 4 years and they're using the money now, then that's a problem. But the bond itself is only going to affect Phillipsburg schools. We don't send any of our kids to those elementary schools.
Okay, now, once the stadium is done, it's just about paid off.
Yeah,
That money there will go to the grammar schools.
yes.
Well, we helped pay to fix the stadium. That's what I'm driving at.
Well, we did, you're right. And that's.
But they're going to take out a new bond for that. So the Phillipsburg portion is already paying for that. That took on everybody. The new bond is not going to be used on Phillipsburg High School.
I think you're right in the sense, I think you're both right, but I think Phillipsburg bears watching. I mean,
Yeah, I think, yeah.
and, with the sewer where we pay 58.58 cents and they pay 0.41 cents, and that sewer authority has been paid for 3 times over already, and we're still paying a lot more than they are for the same service. I mean, I'm for shared services, but when it comes to Phillipsburg, I'm not so sure.
Yeah, well, and a point of note that was very interesting was that last night Phillipsburg did a shared service agreement with Lopatcong, where now Phillipsburg's business administrator will be Lopat's business administrator. So the people monitoring Lopat's money is Phillipsburg. So, that's the kind of thing that you have to keep, and I believe the Lopatcong representative abstained. Greenwich and Bloomsbury voted no, but it carried like 8-3 or whatever their thing is. But, I think we've all just made the point. Just keep an eye on everything that's happening, because it is a very large chunk of money. This not necessarily going to affect us, but, you want to keep an eye on that for sure.
It's going to affect us. Jim, I want you to read this.
I was at the meeting. I saw the presentation.
We're being taken advantage of. $264,000 a year.
We were taking
What they
advantage
should
of when
be-
they made us pay for the stadium.
Yes, I agree with that, but that's a separate issue. That's not should tax dollars be going to fund a high school stadium? I mean, that's a whole nother.
But then the residents of Phillipsburg are the only ones who voted. The outlying districts did not vote.
Right, because we are send receive. We have no vote. We have representation,
Right, we have
but we
no
have
vote.
no vote. If we were a regional school district, then our people who would be attending from the different municipalities would have a vote. But we're send receive. We have no vote.
Yeah, that's an issue should be addressed to the legislature. And I think everyone up here agrees with you on that it's not fair that Pohatcong is not equally represented along with the other sending districts. But, this particular issue, I don't think Pohatcong really has any concern about whether or not they restore the Barber School with Phillipsburg tax. If Phillipsburg wants to borrow money to restore their schools, good for them, but that doesn't affect Powhatan.
I don't know why you're concerned about our lack of representation. We get to send one person every third year to represent one of 9 people on the board there on the high school.
But that's unfortunately what send receive is.
Yeah.
It was done, I don't know what year, but
Yeah. All right, Sal, do you have anything else?
That's it. Oh, I brought it up Saturday, but we caught one individual on the 4-wheelers.
Oh, you did?
The police did, but not I. We have to catch these people who don't care.
Where were they?
At Crestwood.
Oh, you got them at Crestwood. Great.
And did you check?
One child isn't enough.
No, but you got to make an example. There's
No, I
signage.
didn't. No, I
We have
did
signs that
not
say
check
no
the
ATVs
sign.
or 4-wheelers?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure on all the
That's
parks.
why I asked that Sally
Yeah.
double check that, because if not, we need to get that.
Okay. You have anything else, Sal?
No,
Well, leading right into that, something on signs. Dave, if you and the DPW could coordinate, I was going around town and a lot of areas, our stop signs, our speed limits are on our roads are very faded or very tough to see. And I would like if we could go around and determine where we need to replace some. And to do that, the caution children signs, there's so many signs that I've just noticed that have been really left to deteriorate. So if we could do that and maybe have an update by our December meeting, and then maybe we could allocate that or put it in the budget for next year.
Budget for next.
Yeah, just because there's quite a few that I have.
There's new standards for how reflective the signs
Of
are.
course there are.
So if we're going to buy any signs,
Yeah.
conformance with the latest standards.
Latest.
That'll be twice the size probably. Yeah. Okay, well, whatever we got to get, but I do think that we need signs. Second, I just came from a meeting with Jersey Central Power and Light. The new president of the company was just in Alpha. He was meeting with a lot of the local elected officials in Sussex, Warren, and Hunterdon County. And again, they just kind of went over the new tools that they have, which I've brought up before here about the Power Center, which is great. It tells you how many people in Powhatan are without power. Also on their website, you can see how many substations there are and really get an idea of where the power outages are now, which is a lot more effective than what it's been since Irene. They also have their mobile app, which if you have a smartphone, I would suggest that you download that, because if you lose power, you're going to be relying on that smartphone. Very much so. So they just kind of reiterated that. It was good to meet the new president. And also they are going to be having, last year during Sandy, they had statewide telephone conferences with every mayor. And for us up in Warren County, I had very different concerns than the people who were devastated in Atlantic City and Ocean County. So now they have more individualized conference calls that will affect Warren County with our actual area manager. So that's going to be very much appreciated change. Second, I think,
Before you go
Yeah.
to your second, we have a pole in Warren Glen. The light is lighting up the sky. This pole is ready to collapse, but they failed to do anything about it. Would you call up this gentleman?
yes, I will. At Warren Glen,
Yeah, in Warren Glen.
do you know exactly where?
Yeah, I had the pole number. I could.
Give me the poll number and we'll have that taken care of. Next, did you all get CC'd on the correspondence from the state, which we received about the 122-22 intersection?
Yeah.
Just to let the public know, I had sent an email to the state, a lot of the different the commissioner and the department heads about the intersection where at one time there was an automated traffic enforcement program there, no longer, but the state has been giving us, in my opinion, false timelines for the past year. And I sent them an email kind of explaining our position that it's been, this was supposed to be an urgent area of your consideration. And they got back to me saying, and I'm going to just go on the record on November 4th, that they said the upgrades will be completed within 3 to 4 weeks once all the required equipment is received, which we don't actually have when that is. So again, there's not a clear timetable on this. Assemblyman Peterson's office was very helpful in getting this information because before he was involved, I didn't get any response at all. If I don't hear anything back by December, I will be contacting the governor's office to get him involved in this because I think the state acted very swiftly in removing the cameras at the intersection, but then didn't give the municipality a alternative at all. So we're kind of left with this intersection, which the state deemed to be incredibly unsafe, and Powhatan having no recourse on to make it safer. I mean, we continue to have accidents there. We had a school bus hit. We've had several cars hit up there, and still nothing continues to happen. So I'm going to keep an eye on that. And finally, I just would like to reiterate with what Frank had brought up about the S&P upgrade, but I really would like to, I think a lot of that really goes to the work of Frank and Lorraine. I think both of you have done a phenomenal job with the finances of this township since you've both been here a year, and also really with the police chief too in his first year. I think, I appreciate all you guys have done, and I think that's a testament to, the work you guys have put into that. So thank you. And finally, there's a motion on here or a resolution to continue moving forward with the fire truck purchase for the township. I just got off the phone with the fire chief about 2 hours ago, and just to reiterate again, if Powhatan purchases this fire truck, we're not going to have to purchase any heavy apparatus for 15 years, which we will have this one then paid off in more than enough time. So I think we have prepared for this well. I think it's an expense that we can give our volunteers to keep them safer in protecting our residents, and I hope that we're able to continue forward with that tonight. Moving forward on the...
Jim,
yes.
Can I just...
Yes.
I think we all feel that congratulations are in order for Dave and Mary for winning their election.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It's great to have you guys back.
Before you move on to the next thing with resolutions, I do have one more thing.
Yes, ma'am.
We received a letter in our boxes. I don't have it with me. Do you think I could find it at home? No. But there's a meeting on Thursday, I think at 10 o'clock in Trenton, about a house in
Yes.
being put on historic. Was it historic register?
Yeah, it's going to be the state and national historic register.
It's on Thursday.
And that's at 10 o'clock, and I was wondering if anybody was going to go, because I was going to try to go if no one else was.
I'm sorry.
Not yet. We're going to have a special meeting.
That's okay.
Is 10 o'clock for what?
That meeting on that building that's going to be on the
Dixon
registry?
Mixel House.
10 o'clock, which day?
Thursday.
Thursday.
I could probably go.
If you could go, yeah, that'd be great.
Okay. I know you're on historic, and that's why, if you weren't going to be able to make it, then I would have gone. But
You have
that's
two
good.
meetings that day then. You have two meetings that day then.
Well, I know, but I would have made both, but that's okay. Now,
Thank you,
if want-
Frank. Okay, great. All right, thank you for letting us know about that. Does anyone have a problem with taking all of these resolutions together?
They go into the back page now.
Yeah, with the liquor licenses.
Yeah, I had a question on the last one. Is that, is for the following license, is that for
That's Riverside Catherine.
Boots? Do we have to do that? I mean, we all know the history of Hoots. Is that something that we need to do?
We have nothing in our file to document any reason not to renew them. They have not renewed in June when we did all the others because they needed tax clearance certificate. They obtained that, so we have no really reason to not. But we already issued an authority.
Have we had police calls there?
In the past, we have. Nothing recent.
There hasn't been much opportunity recently. I mean,
No, they're not open. But when I say recent, I'm talking the last couple of years.
what,
I mean,
what are the ramifications if not?
the issue is basically, as somebody just said, we are the issuing authority, and the initial decision as to whether to renew the license or not is ours. If we were going to consider not renewing the license, I would suggest that we so advise the applicant and give them a chance to have a hearing here where we would establish some type of a record for not renewing it. I do recall there was some issue, with respect to criminal records and things. I believe, I don't know if that's been clarified or not, but the standard I think was what's called arbitrary and capricious. If we renew it if we don't renew it without some good faith reason, then they're going to go to the ABC and ABC can overrule us. The other thing I would point out is from a township perspective, I would simply point out that the license generally is beneficial to the township to renew an applicant's license only because if it's not renewed within a certain period of time, it will be gone forever. So because there are population warrants for the total number of licenses any township can have, right? The number of licenses in this township probably exceed our warrants per population. So if it's not renewed, it sits there, it's lost in the township, which eliminates the ability to have some nice restaurant thing down the road for somebody else, because at least if they renew it, it's sellable. Okay, so I just wanted to bring that to your attention. It's not, it's a consideration, I suppose, in terms of renewing or non-renewing.
Do you know what the duration is?
Every renewal is for 1 year, so they come up annually. And in this instance, again, as long as they renew, they can pocket at least for up to a couple of years if they're not open. I don't know if they're open down there or not.
So is this retro then?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
They would open tomorrow.
Gotcha. And then the renewal date would be when everyone else is up.
So it'll be up
Okay.
to June 30, same as everybody else, and we can monitor it.
Okay. Do you want to take that
I'd
one
like to take
separate?
that one separate,
That's
yeah.
fine. Okay, all of them except for that?
The only other question, Mayor, could I just ask one? There's no form of lease yet to review on the fire truck. Am I correct? I haven't seen
No,
anything.
all this is for her to go out for the funding for it.
That 25th meeting will be where the lease is at.
Lorraine, we don't have a lease to look at yet and review or anything yet. Then on that we need to look at as far as the actual lease for the fire truck. We're not at that point yet.
No, that won't be available until.
25th,
Well,
correct?
we're going through that.
Houston Gals.
Yes.
Yes.
Can we also get an opportunity to see the specs on it?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so is there a motion for the
I'll
first?
move it.
Second.
Let me just clarify, this is for all but the last.
All but the last, yeah.
Yes.
Black?
Yes.
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 Yes. Okay, motion, the last resolution of the Township Council, Palackong approving liquor license for the period of July 1st, 2013 to June 30th, 2014. I'll second it.
Okay, Becker?
No.
Black?
Yes.
Van Wert? Yes. Angelic?
So,
This is the renewal of the Hoots liquor license. Yes or no?
Yes.
yes. Ordinances 13-13, quarrying. Do I have a motion to introduce that for first reading?
I'll move that.
Second?
Second.
Yes.
Black?
Yes.
Dan Luke,
Yes.
Dan Jelly,
Yes.
Ken Kern.
Yes.
And the second reading on that will be December 3rd.
Okay, thank you. All right, motions. Does anyone have any objection to take these?
I've just got a couple questions.
Sorry.
Is that 2013 for the Huntington?
I apologize if it
No
is.
problem.
I can teach it.
And then the third one, is that a daily raffle they have?
Yeah.
Really?
It's like this little pool cabin machines.
Oh, okay. Okay, thank you.
Have a motion to take all them together, or?
I'll second it.
Okay, Becker,
Yes.
Swell,
Yes.
Dan Luke,
Yes.
Dan Jelly,
Yes.
and Kern.
Yes. Public comment. If anyone has any general public comment, please come forward and sign in at the sheet.
Jerry Kern. I would also like to congratulate Mary and Dave on their holding their seats. And I like to believe that a lot of that was from what this council has done over the last few years in being fiscally responsible with our tax dollars, trying to make Cohaston a place that we can afford to live here. I think you've done a great job. Everybody's always coming up with new angles, new ways to save money, look at different things. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't, but if you don't look at it, you don't know. I think you've done a great job, and I think the voters seen that. And I hope you continue to do the great job you've been doing. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jerry.
Any other public comment? Seeing none, do I have a motion for executive session? Should probably be about an hour and a half, and it's
This would be the PCI
For litigation.
building construction, potential litigation, and active litigation with respect to the Phillipsburg Mall.
yeah, an action may be taken.
I'll move it.
Second.
I'd like to add this personnel issue too.
That's fine. We'll do an hour 45. Okay.
So Becker,
Yes.
Swell,
Yes.
Dan Luke,
Yes.
Dan Jelly,
Yes.
and Kern.
Yes,
Handle everybody here, so I must have deal with the.
do that first, yeah.
Well, when this job started, that was the best building winter ever. It was like 50 degrees every day.
I know.
No rain.
Right.
Nobody worked.
We got the contract completion date of May, and went, I think they were at about the foundation stage.
I remember. Drive a bicycle, man.
All right.
There'd be like nobody around.
We on? Okay. Do I have a motion to resume
I'll do
executive
that.
session?
I'll second it.
Get out of it.
Get out of it.
Favor?
Aye.
Aye. Can you phrase that motion?
Well, I think the first motion we need to do, we need a motion to appoint SSP Architectural as our contract administrator to complete the contract with PCI, subject to their executing a professional services agreement incorporating their hourly fee schedule.
I'll move that.
Second it.
Okay, Becker,
Yes.
Swell,
Yes.
Dan Luke,
Yes.
Dan Jelly,
Yes.
and Kern.
Yes. And then how do we?
Second motion, we need a motion to authorize the settlement of the Cohaston Mall litigations for all of the Cohaston Mall litigations for 2009, 2010, 2011, 2012, and 2013, based upon the settlement figures on the spreadsheet that we reviewed in executive session, and subject to confirmation with our CFO and auditor of the means to pay the tax refund.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
Okay, Becker?
Yes.
Swett?
Yes.
Van Wert? Yes. Van Gelder?
Yes.
And Kern?
Yes.
Kevin, how soon will we have an answer, you suppose, back from the availability of funds?
I don't think it's really going to be.
Probably by the end of the
It's just a
week.
question of how you guys want to allocate it between surplus and others, so that's really one of the questions and allocations.
Right.
How,
So
how,
whether we need to borrow or not.
I think I'll let him know tomorrow that the case is essentially settled, so I think that's
How quickly will we get an answer back from them all?
They're done. They're done. They've agreed to it.
Yeah. Okay, do I have a motion to adjourn?
I'll move that.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Let's grab him.
I